Hi, I am Haojin from Kuala Lumpur, and I'm going to talk about my cultural experience in Europe. I went to Europe with my family 2 years ago to attend my sister's graduation ceremony in London. We went to England, Scotland, Ireland, and Switzerland, each with their own cultures that share similar characteristics. The first thing I noticed when I was there was the aesthetic landmarks and architectures. Both cultural and natural landmarks such as the street or structures like monuments, churches, or even mountains represent their rich history and showcase the uniqueness of their culture. Their cultures can also be represented by their traditional clothing or foods that have been passed down through generations. From what I see, it is a multicultural region with various ethnic groups blending together. I also found out that it is a progressive region with a high degree of freedom. By high degree of freedom, I mean they have rights to do a lot of things, such as organizing an LGBT parade that I saw in Manchester. EU citizens have the right to travel freely within the European Union with all sorts of transportation, such as cycling or even walking. Speaking of cycling, I noticed that their cycling culture is really thriving, which is different from my country that mostly rely on vehicle as a form of transportation. From my experience, the people there are generally interactive as well. There have been multiple circumstances that they smile or talk to me even though I am a complete stranger. I also faced some difficult situations when I was in Europe. Many of them can be attributed to language barrier. At first, communication is still manageable, but when I was in rural area, the locals there possess strong English accent that I find hard to understand. But communication is even harder in Switzerland, where English is not their mother tongue. I had to use Google Translate or gestures to communicate with them sometimes. Traveling to Europe is a great experience. I visited the football club that I support for many years, saw a lot of landmarks, and most importantly, created countless memories. I found it great that I was exposed to a different environment, and it forced me to adapt to the way they act and interact, which improves my confidence and communication skill. But I still felt uncomfortable sometimes because I was out of my comfort zone and surrounded by people with different cultural backgrounds and behaviors. I also felt gloomy for some moments because I missed my hometown and my friends. I learned a lot of things when I was in Europe as well. I learned that I need time to fit into a new environment with different cultural elements. I learned that we need to understand the cultures and norms of a country first before we visit that country. I learned how Europe looks and how Europeans behave, instead of the usual stereotypes that are seen on TV. By looking at how European countries' cultures lasted for so many centuries and how well the European countries preserve the culture, it made me realize that I need to appreciate and protect my own culture, like the food, clothing, art, language, and more that help to provide a strong cultural identity. The next time I visit Europe, I will make sure to keep my curiosity and visit lesser known European countries that will provide a whole new cultural experience. I will learn a few greeting words of the local language first so that the people there can communicate with me with ease. To be well prepared for any culture shock experience, I will make sure that I have a better understanding of Europe's cultures before visiting again. All in all, this trip made me realize how small I am and that there is still so much more to see and learn about, cultural-wise. Thanks for watching my digital story. Have a good day.